Welcome back to the sideline. My name is Asher Hyre,
My name's Rishi Oza.
and this is our first episode in a really long time, about like a month. We've just took a break really. I went on a little vacation. I've been working, stuff like that. Haven't really had much of a chance to record. I know
hmm
you've been doing stuff too.
Yeah, same thing. Just being at home, trying to just spend time with family,
Hmm.
trying to just soak up the last few days of vacation. But
Yeah,
we're back on it right before school starts. So it's a good time too because there's a lot has been happening
yeah,
since we've
a
taken a
lot,
break. There's
a
been a
lot.
lot.
I think we're pretty much just gonna cover up basically just what happened, this week, Sunday. Um, it's January 3rd, so week 17.
hmm
We don't really need to go back like 3 weeks. Everything that's
Yeah,
happened has happened. Um, so yeah, we'll start off with the big games of this week, specifically Bengals Chiefs. This was a huge AFC um, battle between two streaking teams. The Chiefs were looking to lock up the number one seed in the AFC, which is incredibly important this year
yeah,
because only one team gets home field advantage, or I mean, gets a bye. Um, so that would force the Chiefs to play only two games to get to the Super Bowl. And now it looks like they're going to have to play three. And the Bengals were looking to lock up the AFC North for the first time in, I don't know, since Andy
six
Dalton
seasons.
was a
Yeah,
quarterback. Yeah, probably 16. Um, and wow, this was just a great game. I mean, these two teams are
oh,
so talented, so good,
mhm.
especially on the offensive side of the ball. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are just gonna absolutely terrorize the league for the next decade. I mean, just incredible what those two
Yeah.
guys are.
It was, and it. Joe Burrow kind of talked about it in his post game. He's like, the meme where it's just, "Oh, F it, Jamar's down there somewhere. I'll just throw it." And like that was kind of what it was on some of their
Mm-hmm.
last drive. They had a 2nd and 27 on their clinching
A
drive,
third
and
and 27.
it was a 3rd and 27, and Burrow he just threw it, and Chase was covered pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
and he just goes up and makes a ridiculous play. He had a few of those, and I mean he's just insane. Like I remember a lot of people were talking about. I mean, Justin Jefferson had a phenomenal rookie season last year. He's having a great season this year. Um, but I kept thinking, I was like, Justin Jefferson was doing this his first year in college, but Jamar Chase was better than him
Better.
at LSU.
Yeah.
Both seasons he was there. So what the heck is he going to do in the NFL? Now you're seeing it. I mean, he's done one of the best rookie seasons ever.
I mean, the speed, I wasn't expecting this amount of speed out of him because I know he ran
hmm
like, I don't think he officially ran the 40. He did kind of his own thing. And it was around like a 4 or 5. Um, and I mean, just his game breaking speed that he showed, the hands, the agility. I mean, just how he can box
Yeah,
out. Like Joe Burrow throws a tremendous back shoulder throw, which, you got to give him credit for. I mean, he does throw a lot of jump balls where he takes advantage of his great receivers, but he's also throwing really good balls
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. Um, so I mean, you got Chase on that side, T. Higgins on the other side, and then Tyler Boyd doing his thing up the middle. I mean, just a deadly attack.
Yeah. And
Um,
then Joe Mixon in the run game. CJ Uzama
yeah,
is having a bounce back season.
yeah.
Like that offense is going to be really, really good. If they can just shore up their O line a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be like borderline unstoppable because there's nothing else that you can do. Um, and it's just, I mean, Zach Taylor, he's done a great job, like just like phenomenal job with this team. Um, and especially the defense, being able to coach the defense. I know he's an offensive minded coach, but he's made their defense exceptional this season. And they in the second half, they let up 28 points in the first half. Mahomes was kind of doing whatever he wanted out there.
Yeah.
But in the second half, they only let up one scoring drive, and it was a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So they really, really shored up on that side. Trey Hendrickson was like, I didn't hear any noise about him signing there. And I was like, I mean, he's had double-digit sacks last like 3 seasons. That why
Yeah.
isn't this a bigger deal? And he has just been going off once again this season, and he's been great for him. And
Mm-hmm.
that secondary has been really good. So
Yeah, I mean, just
that's a
all three levels of their defense is like pretty good. I mean, the defensive line still has DJ Reader and
mhm.
Sam Hubbard on it, who are both solid, and then the linebackers are young and solid as well. Jermaine Pratt and Logan Wilson, and then the secondary, yeah, Eli Apple is finally having like a
Yeah,
what
a
he was
good
supposed
season.
to be, I guess,
hmm
coming out of
Chidobe
college.
Awuzie is having a
Yeah,
phenomenal season out there.
and then of
He's
course the
been
two
the corner
safeties are
one.
having great seasons as well.
hmm
Von Bell
Yeah.
and Jesse Bates is always one of the best safeties in the league.
hmm
Um, so yeah, this team is fun. I don't think there's a more fun team to watch than the Cincinnati Bengals.
No,
Uh,
no.
match
Like
with their
maybe I can. Only team I can think of is the Colts. Just,
yeah,
but that's
the
like
Colts are fun.
that's just like that might be a me thing. I really like watching them play, but
Hmm.
they're not. I don't think they're as good as the Bengals. The Bengals are just on fire right now.
Yeah. But kind of going back more to like the game. Um, I mean, the first half, yeah, I think Mahomes looked the best he's looked this entire season in that first half.
Yeah.
And this seems like to be like a growing trend of his. He's playing better each week after
hmm
week. I mean, like I think it was the first touchdown he had was like a 30-yard strike. I mean, right down the middle of the
Yeah.
field, had so much velocity on it. And we've been talking about him kind of and his throws being a little like wobbly and just doesn't have that like Mahomes
The
like
same
zip on
speed.
it.
Yeah. That's that pop.
Um,
Yeah.
but it popped there. He looked really fast. He had like
hmm
one run up the middle where he looked pretty much like Josh Allen going up the middle.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, but he could do anything he wanted. They could do anything they wanted. The huge play at the end of the first half was Tyreek Hill pretty much dropping it. It was a good play by Bell to knock it out, but Tyreek's got to come down with that.
hmm
Where Mahomes launched it like 60 yards down the field, and Hill couldn't come down with it at the end of the first half. So it was, I think, 28-17 going into halftime, and then yeah, like as you said, the Bengals defense played really well in the second half. I think there were two um, interceptions dropped in that half by the Bengals as well.
Yeah.
Really should have been caught. I think the Chiefs only had 3 drives though in that second half, and one was like destroyed by penalties and stuff.
Yeah.
So they didn't really have much of a chance because that offense was just cooking and
Yeah. And it's not like because the Chiefs over the past few seasons they've made a name for themselves of just being able to go down the field and score immediately. Like no matter how much time is on the clock,
mm-hmm.
you're still worried they're going to be able to score. The Bengals, they're running it so effectively. They were chewing up so much clock, and then everyone once a drive, they take a shot to Jamar Chase or T Higgins or Tyler Boyd, and it would work. And it's just so methodical how good they were, and that for that a team that young to be able to win a game of that magnitude to clinch their division is very telling. Like
That is
that means that they're
impressive.
better than everyone thought.
Mm-hmm.
To me, at least that's what it tells me, that they're better than everyone thought. If they're able to win a game like that to clinch the division um, against the reigning conference champions, like that's insane.
Yeah. And like your point was proven in the last 2 minutes. They chewed off the last 2:21
Yeah, it was
inside
like
of the
1 yard.
5 yard line. Yeah,
Yeah,
with like 1 yard to go. And they
yeah,
somehow did that. I mean, there were like the penalties by the Chiefs in the end zones on the 2 fourth
hmm
downs. That really killed them. But I mean, I think they were penalties. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, I mean, I think that the Chiefs are still good. Obviously, I think
yeah,
I think this game showed me that they're actually more like Super Bowl contenders.
yeah,
With how this offense is going, the defense is weird. Spagnuolo is kind of weird. Woody, like
yeah.
I just don't understand what they're doing, blitzing so many people, like leaving Chase and Higgins one on one with these
Yeah.
corners who really aren't like that great.
And
Um,
one other thing that I noticed about the defense is like Daniel Sorensen was in on most of their
oh
big
yeah,
plays. Like
yeah,
he's so bad, and then they started taking him out of all those packages, like these dime and nickel packages. So would have different safeties in,
But now he's back.
and they stopped giving up the big plays. And then this game, for whatever reason, they started putting him back in. And look what happens. Jamar Chase has 300 yards.
Yeah, he got torched by Chase on it was a 69-yard touchdown where, to the left boundary over there. And Sorensen just couldn't get to his spot. It looked like it was like cover 2, and he just didn't get to his spot, and it left Chase wide open right there, and he just ran by everyone. I don't know why they continue to play him on defense. I don't know why that 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 27 really pissed me off. Why are you blitzing in that situation?
Why are you
And you're not only blitzing, you're sending like 8 people, leaving Chase, who's destroyed you this whole game, leaving him one-on-one. Are you kidding me? He's going to make that play every single time.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, like, the only, like, thing I guess I would, like, understand why is because they were at, like, the 50, so maybe he didn't want to allow, like, a 13-yard gain and make it, like, a 50-yard field goal.
Yeah, he was just playing for the sack, but
yeah, but still, like, you got Patrick Mahomes on the other side. You got like 2:30 left in the game, 2 timeouts. Mahomes is going to go down. He's going to get in field goal.
He's going to score. He's going to score.
Yeah. So even if you allow the field goal, like, who cares? You got Patrick Mahomes. So
and that decision really plays a huge part in the grand scheme of the AFC, because now the Chiefs are in danger of losing the first seed. They're not even the first seed anymore. It's Tennessee, which is insane. That's ridiculous, because if Tennessee gets the first seed, Derrick Henry's probably back to that playoff game, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to be fully healthy because A.J. Brown and Julio Jones have all been dinged up. They're able to get a fully healthy offense. Oh, my God, they're going to be terrifying. But now they're in danger of losing the first seed. They're going to have to play somebody in the first round. No bye week. They can't get some rest. They're going to have to play a good team in the playoffs. They're going to have to play the Chargers, Colts, or the Raiders. All 3 of those teams could beat the Chiefs. Well, maybe not the Raiders, but the Chargers or Colts could 100% beat the Chiefs. So, like, that decision is –
it's just
very, ridiculous. Very, very big.
Like, it's just so – like, I don't know, man. That was just such a stupid call. Like, just drop back and play regular defense. Like, you don't have to be
I really don't know what they were doing.
This whole league now is just so aggressive. Go for it on 4th and 7 at your 50-yard line. Like, just blitz every single down. Like, no. Like, you don't have to do that. So, I don't know. But the Chiefs' offense looks promising, especially in that first half. And I think, they'll be fighting for the Super Bowl.
I still think they're a top 2 to 3 team in the AFC, like, pretty easily. But that defense is still a problem. I mean, they went through a very easy part of their schedule, and I think that's a big reason as to why they look good. Because even against the Chargers, when they played them on Thursday night a couple of weeks ago, like, they didn't look good. The defense did not look good. Yeah, and that was really the only good offense they played up until this point. Like, let me check.
I mean,
see if
they had the. I'm looking right now. They had the Steelers, who can't score on anyone. They had the Raiders. That was a solid. Maybe Waller was out. Let me see. Yeah, Waller was out that game. But I mean, that was a solid defensive showing. They had the Broncos, who can't score. They had the Cowboys with no Amari Cooper and no CeeDee Lamb in that second half. They had the Packers with Jordan Love. They had the Giants. So, yeah, I mean, this defense obviously wasn't as good as
Yeah, no, they were not. So that defense is still a problem. And they're playing with momentum, which is a thing that Kansas City loves to play with. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in this next week 18, because if Tennessee wins, Kansas City is a 2 seed, and they're going to have to play a good offense. So, it'll be interesting. Be very, very interesting.
And then another big game, I guess, in the NFC side of things. We want to talk about Cardinals-Cowboys. This was the Cardinals fighting really just for – I mean, both teams, I guess, just fighting for confidence and seeding.
Yeah. I mean, technically, the Cardinals still have a chance to win the division.
Yeah, they do.
if the Rams lose and they win, they can still win the division. So they were playing for something bigger, but I think the Rams probably have it locked up. They've been playing really good lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game was weird.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like the Cardinals, like it was more of a defensive battle than like obviously what these
Hmm.
two teams are known for, which is offense. And I think Vance Joseph has done a terrific job there. I think he'll have another crack at being a head coach. I guess somewhere.
As weird as that sounds, yeah.
Yeah. He's really turned that defense around. Isaiah Simmons looks good. I mean, this was without. I think they had their two best corners were out, and they had a few D linemen out, and they stopped the run, which they've been um, not stopping the run this entire year.
Yeah, they haven't
They
been very
stopped
good at
it.
it.
They stopped it really well this game, and I mean, there was some controversy at the end of the game. I think Chase Edmonds was running
But
out to the left or whatever, and he did.
yeah,
I think he did fumble, but the Cowboys are out of timeouts, couldn't challenge.
yeah.
I don't really
That's
know
the thing. I
what
I
is like
don't
the
know.
rule with the like refs like review. Like I thought they were allowed to do that, or is that only under 2 minutes they can?
It's only under 2 minutes. In
Okay,
college football, they can do it whenever they want, which I
yeah,
think what it should be. But in the NFL, it's only under 2 minutes. And to me, officials really need to be better at this. They have to let the play through. If there is something that looks like a turnover, just call it a turnover.
yeah,
No one is going to be mad if you let a play through and you get to review it and you make the correct call instead of having the chance of making an incorrect call.
mm-hmm.
Like, just let it happen. Let the play keep going. And there's so many games that have been decided on stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know if the Cowboys would have gone down and scored a field goal. I don't know if they would have done anything with the possession. But they would have had the ball. So
Yeah,
that's just that's something I've found really stupid over the literally really the course of the entirety of the NFL.
for sure. But I am a little worried about the Cowboys now, especially offensively. Like this team's supposed to be, you know, I think they still are technically the best offense looking at yards per game.
Yeah.
But man, Dak Prescott hasn't really looked good. Zeke obviously hasn't really looked good. Um, they
And
just
now
haven't been
losing
able to.
Michael Gallup for the
Yeah,
season
now
too.
losing
That's a
him.
huge loss.
Mm-hmm. Um, and I don't know, man. They just seem so. I don't know.
They seem off.
Basic.
Like
Yeah,
it's
and
just
the
off.
offense looks basic as well. Like there's not
Yeah.
much trickery, especially on like seems like on like third downs they just drop back and they just run some routes and it's like okay, like everyone has seen this stuff. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I feel like Kellen Moore is losing. Like early in the year, it looked like Kellen Moore was going to be a head coach somewhere,
Yeah.
and now like I don't really know about Kellen Moore.
Hmm.
Um, like it seemed like early on in the year it was a lot of, you know, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Dak Prescott, just incredible weapons. And now that teams are figuring out them out a little
Yeah.
bit. They
They
haven't
just
had much
they
to challenge.
haven't really been able to get any of them in space at all.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
been like ever since honestly, ever since the Broncos game,
yeah.
they've looked really weird. And I don't know what it is. Maybe the Broncos figured something out. But honestly, like if I look back on that Broncos game, the Cowboys
It was
they just
lucky.
dropped a lot of passes. They played really bad. It wasn't that the Broncos kind of did anything different, but ever since
Yeah,
that game, like they just have not looked the same, and it's very very confusing. And because I mean
mm-hmm.
their run game still is decent. Like Dak isn't a bad quarterback. They have the weapons. It's just they've just forgotten how to get the ball to their playmakers, which is so weird considering
Yeah.
that all they have is playmakers.
The defense does look good. Um, and I guess leading this into the next point, I guess if we want to talk about the Broncos defense, Dan Quinn has looked really good being the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. You know, using Micah Parsons like he does. And now I'm seeing a lot of rumors about the Broncos. Dan
Yeah,
Quinn might be number one on their head coaching list, which, you know,
I don't know how I feel about it.
doesn't sound great, but maybe he's figured something out.
I because like he like to convince myself that it's a good idea, as all fans do. I look at it in this way. When you look at all the previous head coaches going back to like John Fox, like he's probably the one who has had the most success, I would say. Like
Yeah.
he's gone to the Super Bowl, he's won division titles, he's proven that he can play with an offense, like he can build an offense with a defense that's already there.
He made the whole. He was the Seattle defensive coordinator during the
Yeah,
whole Legion of Boom thing.
yeah,
And he's completely turned around this Cowboys defense. So I
yeah.
can see
So
the
like I have,
intrigue.
but then also like Vic Fangio is one of the greatest defensive coordinators of all
Yeah.
time, and he comes in and he does not at all what he was supposed to
Mm-hmm.
do. So it's just I don't know how I feel about another defensive head coach,
Yeah.
but
At least Quinn does have experience at head coach.
he has experience and he's experienced with good offenses at head coach. That
Yeah,
is the biggest
that
thing
is
to me.
true. Mm-hmm.
Like
I mean, he can't be
Fangio has
any
never been.
worse managing the clock or challenging.
There's no way. There's no way. Well, they manage it very horribly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I just like I'm trying to who else like really is there? Like I mean there's the Bills offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of Nathaniel Hackett, who's the Packers offensive coordinator. Like if
Yeah.
it'd be like him and Aaron Rodgers coming to Denver, but I don't
Yeah.
know about
The
that.
thing
Aaron,
is,
Aaron Rodgers leaving seems unlikely now.
yeah, at this point, with how good they've been playing, like unless they lose if they lose in the playoffs, especially the NFC Championship again, I could see it happening. But if they make the Super Bowl, especially if they win the Super Bowl, like why would he? There's no reason for him to leave.
Yeah.
But the problem to me with going after a guy like Hackett is if you're going after him for the sole purpose of trying to lure Aaron Rodgers here, that's just like that's not going to work. Like you're leaving out other guys, other candidates who might be better than him, because I really don't think that he is
Yeah, I know.
going to be a good head coach. Like I
I mean,
don't think
it's
that he's
just really all it is Rodgers and Adams, and like
yeah.
just let those two guys do their thing.
Yeah.
So
Like
yeah, I don't
he's
know.
like Rodgers has had the same playbook no matter who's been the offensive coordinator. So I
Mhm.
don't really know if it's the OC or if it's just I'm pretty sure it's just Rodgers. But if you go after Hackett for the sole purpose of luring Rodgers and it doesn't work, then you're just stuck in this same situation with the guy who doesn't know what he's doing and this incredibly talented roster, and then you're just screwed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a very tricky situation.
Yeah. I mean, of course, there's also Eric Bieniemy. He has Colorado ties,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he's really disappointed in his head coaching interviews in the past. That's what
Yeah.
I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think he's really impressive of a guy or of a coach. Like I mean, that's Andy Reid is calling the plays, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know about him. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, do you
Like
give Jim Caldwell a second chance? I don't know. I
okay,
would.
honestly, Jim Caldwell isn't the worst option because I don't know how he's out of a head coaching gig because in Detroit he had the most successful 4-year run they've had since the 90s and they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Like he had a winning season 3 out of the 4 years he was there, made the playoffs twice, and he was gone. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
they
That
expected
was
more
right.
of him, but
And then
I
they
wouldn't
signed
be I
Matt
wouldn't be
Patricia.
yeah, and then they go for Matt Patricia. Like I wouldn't be horribly mad at Jim Caldwell. I don't know
Yeah.
who I prefer, him or Dan Quinn, but that wouldn't be the worst choice.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind it either. They do have. I mean, I like the aspect now of head coaching experience, with
Mm-hmm.
this Big Fangio experience,
Yeah.
that we've had of him like having no idea what to do as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, there's also even the chance that we do bring Fangio back, which seems unlikely.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can look at the good side of things. He manufactures an incredible defense year in year
Yeah.
out. You know you're going to have a great defense.
That's the thing that makes it so hard for me to say definitively that I want him gone.
Yeah.
Because the last 3 seasons, no matter how injured, no matter how decimated the defense is, they are always incredible. They're so
Mm-hmm.
good. And he could literally get some, freshman from Indiana State and then make him into Jonas Griffith,
I know.
who's been incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the
I really,
linebacker situation is insane. Jonas Griffith
yeah,
is probably what, our 8th string linebacker?
yeah, yeah,
At least. Like, at least. He could even be like
yeah.
ninth or 10th string,
Because
dude.
you go Johnson, Jewell,
Dude,
Stranad,
I can't even think of it.
Browning, Kenny Young, Micah Kaiser, and then
Yeah. Did you say Browning?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I
And
think
then, yeah,
I think I said
Griffith.
Browning, and then Griffith. So
I
like
feel like there's another one in there. I don't know. Yeah, so what is that? The 7th string?
7th, that's insane. And all of them are good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every single one of them. Because like I don't know, Micah Kaiser hasn't played that much, but he's not like horrible. Like it's insane how he can just get a defense up and ready and playing at a great level
Yeah.
immediately.
I mean,
So
if we can get an offensive coordinator who knows what he's doing,
mhm.
if we can get someone like just some like coaching assistant that can just be in
Manage the
Fangio's
clock for
ear.
him.
Yeah, that can be in his ear, manage the clock, and dude, whoever is telling him to challenge these
The
plays,
challenge thing,
I don't
yes.
know if he's just looking at like one replay on the big screen and throwing. I swear there are people that tell coaches
People
to
who tell
challenge
him,
it
yeah, there's
after they
people in the
watch like
booth.
5 replays.
People in the booth who tell him to do it, but they suck. They're horrible. Like most of the challenges where you do it, after one replay, you can tell it's like, all right, that's not getting overturned. Don't challenge it. And then they
Mhm.
challenge it. He's won one challenge the whole year. And it's just, oh my God.
I mean, those are the things about him that are just, why we don't want him as a head coach, and just, I don't know. I feel like the players like him. Um,
Mm-hmm. I get that sense too. I
like,
do too.
but I don't think he's the best like motivational like guy. Like he's always kind of bashing on the players.
Yeah.
Um,
And it also seems like I don't know. Okay, this is very much speculative, but I feel like it's kind of true after the last 2 weeks. Drew Lock hasn't been elite by any stretch of the imagination, but he's been solid, and he's shown more. He's shown that he can do more with the offense than Teddy Bridgewater could. I don't think that that's that much of a hot take.
yeah,
But the fact that Teddy was starting the whole year makes me very, very suspicious of what if that preseason battle was even a battle. Like I'm pretty
mm-hmm.
sure Fangio was gonna pick Teddy no matter what. Now that I
Yeah,
look at it, because with like even this last game, right? Locke didn't play bad. I don't think he played bad at all. He was 18 to 25 for like 260 yards. He had a touchdown. Some of that, the touchdown and a lot of the yards came in garbage time, sure. But I mean, he was fine. In the first half, he was great. Like he was phenomenal. And and he had Kendall Hinton and Seth Williams out there
yeah.
for the whole game. Like they weren't backups; they were the starters. So I don't know. I don't know. That choice really also
Yeah,
it's
that
like
really
this.
does. Yeah,
It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't
mm,
make any sense as to why you can see what these weapons are and what they can do, and you still choose the safe pick instead of taking the risk. So
yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
there's that, and there's also the choice of hiring Pat Shermer at OC,
Mm-hmm.
which was Vic Fangio's choice.
Yeah,
Um, which is concerning because like I feel like as a defensive coach, you would know like which offenses are the hardest to guard. But
yeah,
I mean yeah, it's those two decisions that it's Shermer's hire, the decision to choose Bridgewater, and then the mismanagement of the clock and challenges.
and Tom McMahon refusing to get rid of him.
Yeah, yeah. Um, are really why
Those,
those are
yeah,
the weaknesses, and I don't know if he can like what. Hopefully, George Payton will like have a lot of say in the next offensive coordinator.
yeah.
Um,
If we can keep Fangio and get a new OC, I would be okay with that. Honestly, I'd
Yeah.
be fine with that. But if Fangio is only going to stay if he can choose the staff, I don't
Mhm.
think I'd keep him.
Yeah. I know there's like fans who are saying like, oh, just bring Fangio back as like the defensive
He's
coordinator.
not.
Like that's not
He's
happening.
not.
That
He's
that
not going
doesn't
to do that.
work. A
No.
demotion like that is not that
No.
doesn't happen in NCAA or the NFL. That just doesn't.
Yeah.
Um, he's gonna go somewhere else, and there's gonna be like half the league is gonna want him as their defensive coordinator.
Yeah. And they're good at. There's a lot better situations that he can go to
Yeah.
than here.
Hmm.
Like if he could go to like I don't know, Buffalo's defense is good, but imagine him in Buffalo or him in like Green Bay or something. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that'd be terrifying. So he's gonna have a lot more offers than just us. And if he's okay with being demoted, like I don't, cool, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, back to the lock situation. Like, I mean, we're both on the same page here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Locke looks good. The past two games, he has looked great. Really, I would say great. He's looked like
Yeah,
a great quarterback.
and he's
Um.
looked. The biggest thing is he's looked improved from last year, like
Oh yeah,
significantly.
yeah,
Significantly, his mechanics are better. His decision making is better. Everything.
yeah. I think so. The past two games. So I mean, we're just gonna look at this as a from a attempt standpoint because he hasn't attempted many passes. I think he's 33 of 41, if I remember this correctly. 33 of 41 for 398 yards. Um, so 33 completions for 398 yards. That is pretty good. And the completion percentage is good, which is what Teddy's whole career is based on. He can complete passes.
Yeah.
He can move that. No, he can't. But um, yeah, there's been a ton of drops in there too, by the way. Like there's only
Yeah.
maybe two throws I can think of that are like, damn, Locke missed that throw. It was like in these past two games. He missed the throw to Sutton over the middle against the Bengals game, but he wasn't starting that game.
Yeah.
So the Raiders game, there was the throw to um dude, I'm forgetting. There was one throw though where it's like he missed that. The second one was the Chargers. He was like rolling out to the right. Fant was coming across,
Yeah, he missed. I don't
and
know. He
then
missed
he
that one.
he
Yeah.
underthrew Fant.
Uh,
But I mean,
yeah.
dude, he has these plays where it's like, oh my god, like this guy's insane. Like
Yeah.
the best quarterback I've seen since Peyton as a Broncos fan.
Yeah.
Uh, it's the end of the half. I think there's maybe 12 seconds about in this Chargers game, and Locke starting at the 25, and he breaks out of a Joey Bosa sack, rolls to his right and like throws it up like on the run, sidearm stuff like that, that we've seen out of Mahomes and Rodgers and players
Mm-hmm.
like that, and he puts him into field goal range where McManus hits that 61-yard field goal, where it's like, dude, he just went down, he just got like 40 yards in 12 seconds,
Yeah.
and both
Yeah.
were great throws and great plays.
Mm-hmm.
So he definitely, it just annoys me because we don't know what we have in Drew Lock. Like
Yeah.
if he had
I
started
see
this
a
whole
lot of
year,
people. I see a lot of people saying that. Oh, he had 18 games. That's enough to see that he's not good. Look at the context of those 18 games.
yeah,
13 of them were last season, where he didn't have his top two targets basically with Alberto and Cortland Sutton. They were both gone for most of the season. It was in a COVID year. He didn't get a chance to gel with his offensive coordinator, his new one. The playbook itself sucked. He had his defense was ravaged by injuries. The offense himself was ravaged by injuries. He himself got hurt like twice through the season. There was so much going against him, and still you could see that he was an improved quarterback at the end of the year compared to the beginning. In the
yeah,
last 6 games, he was very, very good. And I just think I don't know why he didn't start. And we wanted him to start at the beginning of the year. This is not some new development with us. We wanted him the whole
mm-hmm.
season.
Yeah. I mean, those people who are like, oh, 18 games is enough or whatever. It's like, first of all, it's not. That's barely a
It's not.
rookie
Not.
season. Justin Fields, by the way, has played 12 games and he looks like
It was horrible.
horrible. And that's 12 games. So what? He only has 6 games left to prove himself? Like, no, he doesn't. He has 2 more years to prove himself.
Yeah.
So
Josh Allen through his first 18 games.
yeah,
Horrible.
Peyton Manning
Disgusting.
threw his first 18 games. Horrible. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's just
And
I
it's
don't know
just
what
it's a
position.
lot those fans who say that, like, I can't even like blame them because they're just so impatient, and like I am too, because of what happened since Manning. Like, we just have not
Yeah,
found anybody who's shown any promise. But I feel like they're just now they're trying to find someone who has that type of standard of Manning, which is just not. That's just
yeah.
not.
I mean,
That's not
there's
fair to anybody.
of oh wait, can you hear me?
Yeah,
If I muted myself, it's these
no, you're
types
good.
of people who put the quarterback in like, oh, we won a game is because of the quarterback. We lost a game is the fault is the quarterback's fault. Like, no, the
No.
court. It's football is the most team sport of any sport in this entire world. Maybe other than soccer. I don't know. I don't watch that, but um, yeah. I mean, football is the quarterback's not even on the field for half the game, so
Yeah,
like it's not the quarterback's fault. And a lot of the time, it's not even the quarterback's reason why they won the game too.
yeah.
Um, so I don't know, man. These people are annoying. Like these people like Brett Rippon for beating the Jets that one time after underthrowing Jerry Jeudy by like 10 yards. People think that is like an incredible throw because he threw like a 50-yard touchdown to Jeudy. Like
Like, it's the worst team in football.
I know. And people actually like it. Like there's people who genuinely believe he's better than Drew Lock. Like my God, dude. He's horrible.
He's
Um,
not very good.
but
Yeah. It's the QB situation is um it's tough. It's tough to figure out because at this point, most of the teams have their answer at quarterback. Like, most of the teams have their answer. They're not going to trade many people. Like, there's just a few teams who are kind of just middling like this, and Denver has the best roster out of any of those teams who don't really have an answer, which is what makes it so frustrating. But I think one last thing on Locke, and I think both of us agree with this. I would rather have Locke start next season with a new offensive coordinator than go with a new offensive coordinator and a rookie quarterback
yeah.
from this year's draft, because the rookie quarterbacks from this year's draft do not impress me at all, really. Like, I think that there's good quarterbacks in this draft, but I don't think there's any of them have shown through their college careers that they could be a franchise guy,
Mm-hmm.
um, which kind of sucks because Denver's going to be in position to take one of them. But I honestly wouldn't take any of them with a first round pick,
Yeah.
let alone top 10 or whatever. But like, a lot of Broncos fans see Carson Strong and they like him, which is fair because he's got a huge arm and everything and he's mobile and stuff like that. But I mean, besides that, I don't really see it. Like Matt Corral, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Willis is way too raw to take with a pick. Kenny Pickett, I mean, he's mobile, but I don't think that he's, an elite guy.
And Sam
Who else?
Howell kind of fell off
Sam Howell is.
this year.
I don't
I
even
think
know.
Sam Howell. I think Sam Howell is QB1 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean he's not as good as everyone thought after his sophomore year.
Yeah,
Um,
but like, I would rather just like, if you're gonna take a quarterback in the second round, then what's the point?
yeah,
Just
I don't
just
know.
roll
I
with Drew
mean,
Lock.
yeah, I mean Drew Lock has more. I mean, it's not even a question. Drew Lock has more arm talent than any of these quarterbacks in this draft class.
Mm-hmm.
And with him going into his fourth year, like, dude, like the last year 2020's quarterback class is insane, right?
Yeah,
Supposedly with Lawrence and Wilson and Fields and Lance and Mac Jones, like 5 quarterbacks taken in the first 15 picks. And like they haven't been good. Like none of them
yeah,
really have been
yeah,
good. And so I mean just going with any one of these quarterbacks, like that just means we're going to be bad for the next 2 years. Um
yeah.
so yeah, I would rather keep Locke and hope that he can definitely develop into what he like what his potential is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. I mean, Kenny Pickett is cool, I guess, except this is kind of funny. You know, Kenny Pickett, um, like Jared Goff has like tiny hands, right? Like that's what people say.
Yeah, Oh,
Uh, So his Jared Goff's hands are 9 inches, by the way. Kenny Pickett's hands are an inch
7 inches, right?
smaller. They're 8. They're 8, which is
That's like
this. It's the smallest hand size in NFL, like recorded in the NFL in
that's
history.
like my hand. That's
Yeah,
literally like my hand.
that's my hand. My hand's bigger. I measured it because I was curious. My hand is bigger than Kenny Pickett's hand.
Let me measure mine. I think mine is like 7.5 probably.
No, it's
But
gotta be big. Mine was like 8.5, and I'm like my hands are just normal.
let's see. Trying to use the
You
measure
measure
app
it
on
from
my
the
phone.
bottom of your. You know how to measure it?
No, how do I do it?
It's like so. It's from the bottom of your palm up to your middle finger,
Oh,
like how you're
okay.
gripping.
Okay. Let's see. Okay,
Um,
this is not accurate. It says 5.5. That's
yeah,
not
that's not accurate,
right.
but
I'll do it
um,
later. Wait, actually, no, hold on. I'll be back. I get a ruler.
okay.
I'm doing this. Ruler.
Okay.
So, bottom, the top. Like, yeah, I'm like 7 1/8. Looks like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my hands were like huge as a kid, and they just never grew.
Yeah.
Really weird. I could palm a basketball when I was like in seventh grade, and then they just they never went anywhere from there.
But anyways, I think Kenny Pickett's hands are actually a concern. Like, I don't usually just like looking at measurables and stuff. Like, I like watching the game to see, but I don't know if he's going to be able to grip a football. Like, maybe he'll do well if he goes to a place with an indoor stadium, but gripping a football in rain or snow, like,
That
I
why he wears
don't think
gloves? Is
so.
that why he wears gloves?
It must be. Yeah, that's probably why.
What are
Uh,
Teddy's hands? What's Teddy's hands like? Because that would make a lot of
um,
sense then as to why he wears gloves.
oh, then
But he's like a
he's
decent.
not.
Hold on.
He's 9 1/4. Drew Lock.
Why
Drew
does he
Lock.
wear gloves?
I don't know. Drew Lock has small hands actually. Um, Drew Lock only has 9 inch hands, but I mean that's still a
That's
whole
such a
inch.
weird thing to look at for a
Yeah,
player
I
of
know.
hand size.
It's
Like,
Tua. It's like Tua, Russell Wilson, and Drew Brees have insanely huge hands. Like Tua has 10 inch hands.
oh
Uh,
my god,
and I think Russell Wilson is about the same too. Like
jeez.
considering these guys are like Russell Wilson has 10 1/4 inch hands. And he's like our height.
Yeah, jeez. All those guys are short.
Yeah,
Breeze, Tua, and Russ are all short.
yeah. Vic's hands are 8.5. He might be the small. I think Vic's hands are like the smallest up until Kenny Pickett. So those hands actually concern me. So I don't know if
Jeez.
I would take Kenny Pickett solely because of hand size, unless I'm in an indoor stadium. But anyways, I think that pretty much wraps up. I mean, we could talk about free agency needs. Really, all I think we need is bigger defensive linemen to help stop the run. That's really it.
Yeah, I think a bigger defensive lineman,
A
an
punt
actual
returner.
right tackle,
Yeah.
please. I think Bobby Maxey has actually been much better than I thought he would have to start the season. But I would like someone I'd like something that's not just a revolving door all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Something a little more solid. And then we have three linebackers who are going to enter free agency, like three inside linebackers, and I'd like to retain at least one of them
Yeah.
because I really like Baron Browning, and I think he has a future
Mm-hmm.
starting there. But I'd really like to retain at least one of Kenny Young, Alexander Johnson, and Josie Jewell. I probably prefer Josie Jewell out of all those three, but that's honestly it. And
Yeah.
then
I mean, a punt returner too.
a punt returner probably, yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, that's
That's
really it.
yeah.
Like honest, well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd put KJ Hamler back there with his injury history, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't really like putting like star players back there.
Position guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. A punt returner if possible. But honestly, this roster is so
Mm-hmm.
ready to win that we don't need much, and everyone's under contract. Like I'd also love, excuse me, I'd also love to bring back Bryce Callahan because I'm pretty sure this is the last season of his contract. Love to bring him back.
Kareem Jackson.
Kareem Jackson, I'd love to bring him back. But I don't know if either. I don't know. I'd probably only be able to bring back one of those
I think
two.
Kareem's probably gone. I mean, he was gone last year until somehow
Yeah, I don't know how we got him
Yeah.
back. So we'll see. I really like Kareem Jack. Hopefully, some way we can bring him back. If we can only choose Callahan or Kareem Jackson, I'd probably pick Callahan.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I would too. Stearns has been nice at the strong
Stearns has been
safety
pretty good.
spot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyways, that is pretty much wrapping up our Broncos stuff. Another interesting game this week was the Bucks and Jets, which I mean, everyone probably thought this wouldn't be an interesting game, but it was.
Yeah.
And I think the Jets really did outplay them. But the biggest storyline
Yeah.
is Antonio Brown taking off the jersey. You know, all you guys have seen it,
Yeah.
whatever. And so he's gone. I mean, he's done off the Bucks, and he's probably done for his career. Like, we'll see if there's a team that's just insane enough to sign Antonio Brown again, which there could be. I mean, I don't
There
know.
could be. I
Some of these
honestly think
NFL
like
teams
the
will do
report,
anything for Super Bowl. So
the report that came out this morning about it was very interesting to me because I mean, to us, like for what came out during the game, it was just like, oh, he was just benched for a couple of plays and he lost his mind and he left.
mhm.
But I think what Ian Rappaport said was he was injured like the whole week. He didn't practice for a couple of games or for a few days. He didn't practice Thursday, didn't practice Friday. And he thought he was injured and he didn't want to go in until he felt healthy. And Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich were just like, no, you're healthy, go in.
Oh,
And he
really?
just didn't want to go in because he didn't think he was healthy. And they said, all right, if you're not going to go in, leave, like get out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, did they say it was an
he
ankle
left.
injury?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. His ankle looked pretty fine when he was jumping around in the end zone. Um,
So if that story, there's so many different angles you can come at this, but if that story is true, that's not the greatest look for the Bucks. But
it's apparently it's Antonio Brown saying that to the Bucks. I don't know. I don't really believe that, to be honest.
I don't know. There's a lot of things. It's regardless, it's just not a good situation.
Yeah, I mean, like, regardless, if you're getting mad that you're playing through, like, no one's just gonna walk off the field like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've seen like other theories about Antonio Brown had like $300,000 to $500,000 incentives for
Oh yeah.
this amount of catches, and maybe the Bucks didn't want to pay him that.
That's
So
I
they
don't
weren't
think
feeding
that's
him the
true.
ball, and he was mad. Um,
I don't think that's true.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Antonio Brown's just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he gets help, I guess. Like,
There's this
he
one
needs it.
there's one theory that a lot of people are throwing out that I think is just really stupid. And if people are like, oh, ever since the Vontez Burfict hit, his CTE has just been acting up. It's like, no,
I know.
no. He's had these problems since college. Like his
Yeah.
scouting report said he had a prima donna attitude. He just was kind of erratic.
Mm-hmm.
Like CTE isn't just from one hit; it's from
I know.
repeated
It's not
trauma
just
to the head.
one. Yeah.
Like you don't just get it from getting one really bad hit.
Mm-hmm.
Then there'd be so many more cases of CTE in the world
Yeah.
if that had happened, because then anybody with a concussion would have had CTE. So, like it's just no, use your heads, please. Like that's not why.
Yeah.
It's just who he is. So yeah, it's just horrible.
I mean,
That's
it's just wild.
It's really
Like,
stupid.
we're gonna like look back at Antonio Brown in like 30 years, like, dude, this guy. I mean, he's one of the best receivers of all time.
Yeah,
I mean, he's definitely top 5. I would put him top 5 in best receivers of all time.
yeah.
And
When you look at peaks,
yeah,
easily.
yeah. And he just did this to himself. I mean, there's the whole.
Mhm.
You can go through a whole list of all the crazy stuff he did.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's fun. It's kind of been fun, like,
yeah.
following this guy. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely gonna go broke in about 10 years.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. It's just like it's all about like the weirdest things that he gets
mhm.
angry about too. Like um in Pittsburgh, it was because Juju won team MVP or something like that, and that's why he got angry. And then in with the Raiders, it was because he couldn't wear the same helmet. And
Mhm.
then in Tampa, it's because of whatever injury or the incentives or just him
The fake
going
vax
insane.
card.
Yeah, the fake vac. He's vaccinated. Why does he have a fake
I
card?
don't know. Oh,
What's the point?
yeah. Dude, and people, I saw this. I forgot about it. People don't even talk about how he was traded to the Bills, and he said, "No, I'm not going to the Bills," and he didn't go. He like completely just started destroying like Buffalo as a city, calling it like such, like calling it
I
like the
forgot
worst
about
city
that.
and everything. Dude, he was literally on the bill. Like he got traded to the Bills, and he just went on Instagram and was like, "No, I'm not."
That
It's
was
crazy.
hilarious. Oh, and now if you imagine him on the Bills, that would have been insane.
I know.
Dang. And like that's just like the funny stuff, but there's also like a lot of serious stuff, like
Yeah.
his like sexual assault and domestic abuse cases, and then like
Robberies and stuff.
there's weird battery charges. He like
Hmm.
threw like dildo candies at his child and stuff.
Hmm.
He started farting in front of his doctor. That was
Oh, dude, I saw that video.
that's that, to me that's just funny, but I'm very immature and I find farts hilarious.
But
But like,
it's like, come on.
come on, man.
He like farted. It was like a long, loud fart, and then he just started smiling at the camera.
it's
Dude,
there's so much weird stuff. He's such a weird guy.
I know.
And then you look at him on the field, and he's just 100 catches, 1,400 yards, 12
Mm.
touchdowns, like on average for like 5 years. Okay.
Yeah, dude. And then he releases a song the night of him leaving the Bucks. He just releases a song.
I thought it was so funny. Like he left, and all the reports are coming out, and then he just drops a fit pic, like nothing happened.
Yeah,
He
and
just
now
posted him in a suit on the field, like, dude,
and
hello.
he went to the Nets game today. Um, dude, he just doesn't care, bro.
And it presents a lot of problems for the Buccaneers. Like
Yeah.
this is actually like a huge deal for them because Chris Godwin, he had a really bad injury for his ACL and MCL, so he's out for the season. Mike Evans has been hurt in and out, and without those two, they don't have a true number one guy. Like I think it's Rashad Johnson, their second year guy from Minnesota, I believe, and then like
Oh yeah, what's his
Rashad
name? Brashad
something Johnson,
Perriman, and then it's Tyler Johnson.
Tyler Johnson, and then Cyril Grayson who caught the game winner.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Those are the three. Those are the wideouts after those top three. So they don't have a lot of depth there. And
Yeah.
Fournette's out. I don't know how long he's still going to be gone. So they're kind of screwed. Like
Yeah. I mean, they
they
do
do
still have
not have many
Gronk.
weapons out there.
Yeah.
They still have Gronk. OJ Howard, maybe I think is he still
Cameron Brate.
existing?
Cameron Brate.
Cameron Brate. So
Yeah.
they still have two good tight ends. And they did sign Le'Veon Bell, and Ronald Jones is still a good
Dude, I
back,
forgot
but
about that. I was watching the highlights and like Bell caught a pass. I'm like, who is this Bell dude? And it's Le'Veon Bell. Like, bro.
they still have some stuff, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see what happens the next couple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how Brady plays.
Yeah.
Without these players to see if he's really the MVP. He has one good drive against the Jets to come back,
Jets.
and like people are like, "Oh my God, Brady does it again!" Like, relax. Okay, whatever. Zach Wilson, the Jets quarterback, he has looked phenomenal. Really, the past couple, maybe 2-3 games. I mean, just some of the he just throws lasers down the middle of the field, like with just like a flick of the wrist and stuff. I mean, he's I still think he has the most potential in this draft class. I still think he will be the best quarterback of this draft class, and these past couple of games have kind of helped me, keep that point.
Kept your faith on that.
Yeah. It's weird. Like he struggles with like little check downs. Like he'll just try to throw it like too perfectly and then just spike it in the ground. But then the next play he'll fire like a 30-yard laser. That's like, bro, how does he do that?
He's made some really really impressive throws
Yeah.
these last few games. So
And the Jets
I'm
really are
excited to see.
pretty. They've been pretty good
Yeah,
the past couple of
I'm
games.
excited to see how they play or what they do in the offseason in terms of getting him some weapons. Because right now it's Elijah Moore and Braxton Berrios.
Hmm.
Uh, but besides that, they really don't have anybody. So they and Michael Carter's been good out of the backfield, but they need some more help on the outside. Corey Davis has been bad. He has
Yeah.
not lived up to his contract at all.
Yeah.
So they need a tight end. They still need some offensive line help, and they need some receivers, some people to catch the ball. But they're in a good spot. They're in a good spot. And we've been saying this the whole season. Like we think the Jets have a pretty bright future ahead of them.
Yeah. I mean, they got the 2 top 10 picks.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Seahawks are so screwed. Oh my god.
Hmm. They are.
Oh my god. They're
Um,
so screwed.
yeah. But another game which I think was interesting was the Dolphins Titans. Titans are now the number 1 seed in the AFC, and if they just beat the Texans, who they couldn't a couple weeks ago, they will be the number 1 seed in the AFC. And I think they will. There's no way you lose to the Texans 2
You
times in a
can't.
season.
You
I mean,
can't.
there's just
You can't.
absolutely no way.
No.
And I'll be pissed off. Like, dude, I want the Titans to get the one. Like, I want the Titans to get the 1 seed because they're just boring. I don't want to see them like play a play. Like, I'd rather have them get the 1 seed and like watch the Chiefs and hopefully like the Chiefs just like lose because that would make me happy. Even though I'm a Mahomes guy, like to see him
Yeah.
play an extra playoff game rather than seeing the Titans play a playoff game, like I definitely would rather have the Titans get the bye so I don't have to watch them.
Yeah.
So
They Mike Vrabel has done a great job with them.
yeah.
I'm pretty. I'm if I was a Titans fan, I'd be very excited about what they can do. And I mean, I mentioned it earlier. Like if they can get Derrick Henry back to even 75%, like they're gonna run through teams in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like because he's even him 75%, and Deonta Freeman is a good back. Like he's good, and their offensive line is good enough to make any running back they put back there solid.
Yeah.
But Derrick Henry at 75% is probably still a top 10 running back in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you put him back there, and you get Julio Jones healthy, you get AJ Brown healthy, and you get your defense healthy. Like they're gonna be scary.
That is
They're
a
gonna be
tough
very
out.
scary.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna cause problems for every team.
Yeah.
Um.
I don't know if they'll win. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
gonna make it to Super Bowl. I don't even know if they'll win their first game. But they're gonna be
It's
a
a tough
tough
out.
team to beat,
Yeah.
especially on the road. All both of those games.
Yeah. And then for the Dolphins side of the ball or whatever side, they came in winning 7 in a row, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now their hopes. I think they've been officially eliminated. Now.
They're eliminated. Yeah. Because
So
the Raiders also
that's
won.
it. I think they have a good future. Like after they switched to Flores to start calling the defensive plays, which
They're
made them
pretty
go on
good.
this huge win streak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the defense is good. They got some good receivers. I mean, Jalen Waddle has really flown under the radar with Jamar Chase
Yeah.
playing well. Like
Yeah.
him and Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith has been talked about more, but Jalen Waddle has been, just
He's
as
been
good
better by
and even
I
better.
think he's been better by a wide margin.
Yeah.
Like he's been really, really good. And watching them makes me so sad for Jerry Jeudy because like you look at how like the creative like I watched the Saints game on Monday night last week and it was just like they were doing everything to get him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And like just get him the ball, get their their jitterbug in space. And it's just like, man, imagine.
Yeah, I know.
So
I mean,
his route running is crazy good, and you get him in space, you're not gonna tackle him. He's too fast.
yep. Next year, man, hopefully. We just need someone competent.
Just somebody. One last thing about the Broncos. It's completely opposite, but Melvin Gordon in an interview today, I think he showed that the rest of the team is not like Pat Shermer. Because he was talking, he's like, oh, we have too much talent. Like, this team is supposed to, the amount of talent we have, we're supposed to be able to cover up some of the mistakes everyone else has. Like, if Coach Shermer calls a bad play, it's supposed to be on us to fix it. And it's like,
Oh, he really
weird to say. That's kind of weird to say.
Damn.
Like everyone kind of knows that he's ass.
Yeah.
That was just funny. I just wanted to say that about
Yeah. I mean,
talking about play
I
calling.
know fans are always every single fan, other than maybe, like the Chiefs or something, hates their offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's actually like a reason. Like it's not just bias
yeah.
hate towards the I mean, he's
Mhm.
just horrible. He's just
He's bad. He's
horrendous.
just
Like
actually
just
bad.
watch a Broncos game and you'll see. Um,
Yeah.
but
Like I follow this one guy on Twitter, and he was just like he was like making a joke about the Packers Vikings game because he's like, man, I hate seeing both these quarterbacks throw behind the sticks all the time.
oh, I saw
And
that.
I and I was like, you should watch a Broncos game, man.
I know.
You're gonna go
I know.
insane.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's so bad.
Back to the Dolphins. Tua, man, God, he just he's just not good, man. He's just not, and I don't think he will be good, especially in this bad weather. I mean, he just can't throw a ball. He can't hold on
Yeah,
to the ball. First of all, he's fumbling every time he gets hit, and
yeah.
he just can't throw it. Like I don't know, dude.
I seriously think that his like I've said it every single time we mentioned it, but that hip injury in college really messed him up.
Yeah,
Um, but I think that if they can keep surrounding him with weapons, and if they can get an actual running back instead of, I mean,
yeah,
I like Miles Gaskin, and I think Philip Lindsay's a legend in Colorado, but like they can get like a good like a Pro Bowl caliber guy. Like if they sign like Melvin Gordon or somebody, that offense is gonna be crazy,
mm-hmm.
like crazy good. So um, that's I'm just I don't know. I don't know what to think of Tua. Like
Yeah. I mean, it's
when I
okay.
watch
Like,
him, I think he's good, but at the same time, like I know that I only think he's good because the play calling and the playbook helps him a lot.
mm-hmm.
So I don't
And I
know.
mean, it's hard with those guys. Like, watching Bridgewater complete all the passes and Tua complete all the passes. Like, they look good like that, but you just know like points are being left on the field. Like,
Yeah.
there's people open downfield that they just can't
Mm-hmm.
hit. Um, so I mean, like we've said, like you can win with Tua if he's in a perfect situation. You could win with them.
You definitely
But
can.
he's not gonna win you games by himself. Or like will a drive in the final minute 30 all
Yeah.
the way down the
I
field.
mean, it's exactly why last season they even they said it. It's like, we'll be in a position to win, but then they started putting in Fitzpatrick at the end
Fitzpatrick, yeah, I
because he
remember
was
that.
just better at like scoring.
Hmm.
So he needs to just get some arm strength back. Because like his freshman and sophomore year in college before he got hurt, he was bombing it. Like it didn't look like he didn't have arm strength. He was throwing deep passes all the time, but
Yeah.
ever since those injuries, he just has not been able to get any power behind it.
Hmm. Um, I guess like final two games to wrap up. I forgot about the Chargers Rams game, but the Rams stat. I mean, I guess we can talk about it. This is more
Yeah,
important game than like Niners Texans, but
yeah.
um, I don't know what to think of the Rams. Like the Rams look, I think they're good. Um, like their
I think
deep,
they got past that hump.
yeah,
Like they're over the hump. So I think
yeah.
but they didn't look good.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like the defense has been good. Um, the past couple games, Odell Beckham is looking really good.
Yeah,
He's like figuring out the playbook and stuff, and not everything is Cooper Cup reliant.
yeah,
So I mean that looks good. They could run the ball pretty well too. It's just like Matthew Stafford, man. I was not expecting this at all. Like especially after the first half of the season, where he looked like the MVP. I mean, he's just untrustworthy right now.
yeah.
Like he'll
Is it
the
is this
pick
the
six that he
third straight week with the pick six, right?
is
I
it? It
think
might be.
I
Yeah,
saw
I
I
mean,
saw someone say it's the third straight week with a pick six, which is
I've drafted him
insane.
the past two times I've done like a FanDuel lineup. I've drafted him, and he had 3 picks against the Vikings and 3 picks against the Ravens. It's like, dude, are
Yeah,
you kidding me? Like, dude, the Ravens just let up 500 something yards to Joe Burrow, and Matthew Stafford can't dice him up. Like that pick six he threw was horrendous.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's just a bait. Like I don't know. He just threw it to a defender.
Yeah.
He threw it into triple coverage to Odell on the post route,
No, yeah.
and
That
it's like
interception to
what?
Kenny Clark. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Not Kenny Clark.
Chuck. Um,
Chuck Clark. Yeah.
I mean, he's just I don't know, man. He'll probably figure it out in the playoffs, and they'll like go and win the Super Bowl, maybe.
Yeah.
But
He's gonna. He has
I
to
don't
figure.
know.
He has to. If he
Yeah,
can't figure it out, they're not gonna beat other teams.
the thing is, he has been clutch though. Like he
Yeah.
went down the field and he put him up against the Ravens, and I think he did that like against the Vikings too. So he's been clutch. Just like cut down on turnovers, please.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just trying too much.
Yeah.
And I think the play calling has to help him out a little bit because they're calling a lot of plays where it's just relying on him to make an insane throw.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing about the Niners Texans, I just thought Trey Lance looked good. And if the Niners win next game, they're in against the Rams. But Trey Lance, I think, looked a lot better than he did early on in the year.
Oh yeah. He looked way better. He just looked way more poised. He was using his arm strength way better. We talked about this before when he had his first start. Like he didn't know how to control his arm.
Yeah. I mean, he would throw like a 7-yard pass, like 100 miles per hour. It's like,
yeah, and it was just like,
you don't
dude, chill out. But then there was this one pass that I really thought was impressive. And it was like a very simple read. It was open the whole way, but it was in a pretty tight window. And it was to Brandon Ayuk. I think it was to open the second half. It was like a slant route on third down, and he hit him in stride. And he used his arm strength for good because he fit it through that window, and it was a laser. And that was like, oh, I didn't know he could do that. So and he looked much better.
He also looked better, like lofting the ball. Like it wasn't just every single throw was super fast. Like he knew how to, take a little off the ball, then float it over defenders' heads. So he looked good. Raiders Colts. It's just surprising that the Raiders won this game. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, surprising that they even have a chance for the playoffs.
Yeah, the amount of stuff that they have gone through this season, and the fact that they're 9-7, is unreal. Like, oh my god, like I hate giving them credit, but like you have to give them credit for how good how they've been able to bounce back. Like, Rick Bisaccia, I think is the interim head coach's name. Like, I don't know how he's keeping that locker room together with everything that's been going on. Because even today, I mean, Nate Hobbs got arrested for a DUI. Like, I don't know how they're doing this.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of the credit also deserves to go to Derek Carr. I mean, just so poised, and he's a great leader, and he's clutch. He had another game-winning drive, his 29th of his career, against the Colts, and like even with no Waller these past couple of games, they still won. Like it's him and Hunter Renfrow, and
Hunter Renfrow has been insane. He does not drop anything.
Yeah,
he doesn't drop anything. Any type of pass that he makes, like that game, the game-winning catch he had against the Colts, like that's a tough catch to make, and he made it look incredibly easy. They're doing that the whole season. Like, they're a great duo.
Their defense has really stepped up too. I mean, just like the Colts scored 2 touchdowns. One of them was like a weird play in the end zone where
Hail Mary tip.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Like Raiders Chargers, that's gonna be I think it's a good game.
Yeah. It's a playoff game. Like essentially, it's a playoff game. So
I mean, winner makes the playoffs. Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, we'll talk about the picks later. So
there's one if the Colts lose to Jacksonville, I mean Jacksonville, so they probably won't.
They haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah, they've lost their last 5 in Jacksonville.
Oh, well, this is a huge game. So if they lose to Jacksonville, the Raiders and Chargers could tie, and they would both make it.
Yeah.
So then, if they could, like, if the the Colts lose, there's nothing preventing the Raiders and Chargers from just kneeling it the whole game.
It's just dude, that'd be so funny. Literally
Then they
every
both
snap
make
is a
it.
kneel. Yeah.
Like
I
there's
mean, I
nothing
would
preventing
be.
them from doing that. Like
I mean,
they
except that
won't.
they're rivals. Yeah.
It's a rivalry game. Like they won't make it. The Colts are probably gonna win. Like they, like, and the other thing is like, for athletes, there's nothing better than playing spoiler. Like even when you're not in the playoffs, like you love to
Yeah.
knock anyone else out of the playoffs. So they're gonna want to win. Both the teams are gonna want to win and knock them out. Because that's just better than just getting a tie.
Dude, now that you
So
keep saying this, like I want the Colts to lose now because it opens up the Steelers. That would make that a must-win game, so that'd be fun.
mhm.
And then, yeah, I mean, there's that tie chance. What if that actually happens? It's like 24-24.
That'd be
Like
so
they
funny.
actually tie. Dude,
That'd be
it would be funny
hilarious.
if it's like 24-24 and you just know like both teams in overtime are just completely like not trying at all. Like they make it
Either
look
way,
like fine, but they're just like overthrowing everything and you're like, dude, no
they're
way.
just playing like 500 with each other. Like
Yeah.
that'd be hilarious.
I want to tie. I want to
That'd
tie.
be so funny. That'd be so funny if that
I
happened.
think if the Colts do win and the Raiders and Chargers tie, the Chargers go in.
Yeah,
So,
I think they'd go in off because they beat the Raiders earlier in the year. So they go
yeah.
off the win percentage head to head.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
But yeah, if we want to get into picks for the next week,
yes.
this could be kind of tough because we don't know who's resting, who's not.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of teams are resting. Like most teams,
there's
except the Chargers, have something to play, or except the Packers have
the
something.
Packers. Yeah, like there's still a lot of seeding up to go. Like Tampa Bay still has a way to get the 2 seed.
Yeah,
Obviously Kansas City still has a way to get to the 1 seed, so they're going to be
the Bills
playing
want to
hard
win
on
the
Saturday.
division.
Yeah, Bills. Yeah, Bills still haven't won it. Patriots still can win it. The Cardinals still can win their division. So like, there's still a lot to go into this.
All right,
It made me so angry that the NFL flexed the Broncos game this Saturday.
This is during my flight.
Yeah, my flight is at 4, so I'll be able to watch like the first half probably. Like I don't think I can watch the second
Wait,
half.
your flight's at what airline are you taking?
I'm at the Colorado Springs airport. So
Right, my bad.
I'm not gonna be on it anyway.
I'm leaving at like 4 too
Yeah.
on Saturday. But yeah, this is the first game of the week. I'm actually looking forward to this game, because that's the other reason I wanted the Bengals to win because I want to play the Chiefs while they're at full strength.
Yeah.
Like even though it's probably going to be an embarrassment, like I still want to see us play them.
Play spoiler.
And hope
I just want to win. I just want to beat the Chiefs one time, please.
Yeah.
Let me.
Yeah. I mean, Drew Luck, Drew Luck, the Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
Maybe he ends up like beating them.
If he can beat the Chiefs in a legit game,
dude,
he should get next year.
Yeah. If he does,
he should get next year.
Yeah.
Because he'd be the only guy to do it since Manning.
This game is literally Drew Luck's career. Like,
yeah,
if he is just horrible in this game, I don't think he's a Bronco and he's a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
If he wins this game and like wins it, like playing well,
yeah,
he's gonna be a starter somewhere.
I'm gonna go Broncos. It has to happen one time.
I can't. Byron Pringle's gonna like return a kickoff and just win it.
God.
God.
All right. Tom McMahon. Pat Shermer is gonna.
Dude, yeah, Pat Shermer should just empty the whole playbook, every single play he has, because it's obvious this is his last game. Like any play he has, he kind of emptied it with the Philly special that we try to run, which is kind of a joke.
People were telling me it's like, oh, it's a good play. It was open. It's like, okay, you're on the 2-yard line, right? You have Cortland Sutton, who's one of the best jump ball receivers in the NFL. You have Javonte Williams, who's impossible to tackle. You have Melvin Gordon, who's a Pro Bowl running back. You have Noah Fant, who's a great jump ball receiver. And you have Albert O, who's a great jump ball receiver. And who do you throw to? Drew Lock.
Who just came back in the game after an injury.
Who's injured. Like I don't care that it was open.
Yeah. Kendall Hinton had a completion though, his second ever completion in the NFL. um, so good for him. Uh,
There's another game on Saturday, right?
yeah, it is the Cowboys Eagles. Eagles already clinched.
Mm-hmm. They're probably resting everything. They
Yeah,
have a lot of COVID stuff too, so they're probably resting.
this game is probably. I don't know why this is like a primetime game because I feel like what do the Cowboys have to play for? I don't know.
They clinched the division,
Yeah,
so the only thing maybe they can get to like the 2 seed, maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I'm gonna go
doubt it.
Cowboys. Maybe they have something to play for. I'm too lazy to just look up all the scenarios.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to play.
Yeah, Washington Giants. I mean, obviously both teams eliminated. Um,
We'll go Washington.
the Giants look like the worst team in the league. It's either
They
that
look
or the
horrible.
Bengals.
Mike Glennon might be the worst quarterback I've ever laid eyes on.
He's so bad, dude. He's like 6'7". Like I was like,
he's huge.
Yeah, dude. There's
But
the
like
Nevada quarterback that I found. That is, oh my god, he's hilarious. Watching his highlights, he's 6'9".
the Nevada guy, yeah.
Yeah. Like I watched like his highlights of a game he played, dude. He just looks like a giant, and he can actually run. Like
Yeah.
he actually has like some talent, because he has a pretty big arm, man. He can run, and obviously he can see everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. He's a senior, which made me sad. I was like, damn, this
Yeah.
guy's like a freshman, but now he's a senior. So, all right, Bengals Browns. The Bengals still have stuff to play for. Like they can get the 1 seed if stuff falls in there.
Really? They can still get the 1 seed?
If the Titans
What?
lose, if the Chiefs lose,
Titans and Chiefs losing. Wow.
and
Okay,
if
I'm
they
gonna go
win,
then because I
yeah,
know Baker's gonna get. I don't think Baker's playing.
yeah, probably
So
not.
who knows? Maybe the Browns will win then.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't think they'll win. There's no reason. Baker said he was like, maybe like I'll probably rest this last game. There's no reason for me to play. Like I'm pretty beat up. It's like yeah, you should have rested before so you could have healed for playoff run.
Dude, I was watching the end of the Steelers game, and he goes out on the run, scrambling out, and he could have stepped out of bounds, but nope, he just ducks his head into a defender. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Just step out of bounds.
Like I respect the effort, but at the same time, like why? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, Steelers, Ravens. The Ravens are still actually not eliminated. They need like a billion things to go their way, but
yeah, I feel so bad for them because if Lamar was healthy, they would have won the division probably.
And then obviously the Steelers need a win and they need a Colts loss. I feel like the Steelers have more to play for. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I have a feeling Lamar's gonna play. I have a feeling. Tyler Huntley hasn't played bad either. So like, if he plays, it's not like a guaranteed loss. But I think Lamar's gonna play.
Yeah. Packers Lions. Hopefully Jordan Love starts.
I think he will. They have absolutely nothing to.
And if he does, I'm gonna pick the Lions.
I'm still taking the Packers. Okay. I'm still taking the Packers.
The Lions get what, their third win, or is this their fourth win?
The third.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be like their 10th, honestly, but
yeah. I'm gonna say the Lions just close out Dan Campbell's year with a win. Colts, Jags. I mean, dude, the Colts have to win this game. What if Carson Wentz throws like 4 picks in this game, dude?
Oh my god, that's crazy! They haven't beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville since 2014. Jacksonville hasn't been. They've been good for 1 season.
Because remember last year that was their only win. Was the first year of the season against the Colts.
Yeah,
or the first win of the season against the Colts.
Yeah,
and their only win of the season was against the Colts. Like the Colts just don't. They just can't play in Jacksonville. But it's Carson Wentz. He's not. He hasn't been a Colt for long, so I don't know. Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, maybe he can reverse. He can reverse the curse.
Yeah.
Man.
Bears, Vikings. I mean,
Neither
hopefully
of them.
Fields starts. I don't know. They probably won't. Just
On
so
the
he can
Vikings.
beat up.
Did
Yeah.
you hear what Mike Zimmer said
Yeah, dude,
about
that was so
Kellen
funny.
Mond?
It's like not particularly. I don't I don't want to see him. Then he says like what did he say again? Oh, he says he sees him every day or something.
Jeez, I see him every day. Like, okay, come on,
Nice
man. I know
man.
you're getting fired, but Kellen Mond
Way,
isn't. Like,
yeah, way to put the confidence in it.
Kellen Mond's gonna have a
Yeah,
party when Mike Zimmer gets fired.
I know.
Like,
Uh,
what's the point of starting Sean Mannion? Like,
I don't know.
seriously, or Kirk? What's the point of starting either of them
Yeah.
if
Dude,
you're
Kirk
out of
Cousins is
that?
a Bronco next year. That's what I think is gonna actually happen.
Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at it. I would not
I
be mad
wouldn't
at
be
it.
mad and I wouldn't be surprised. Dude, George Payton only gets Vikings. Mike Zimmer could be our defensive coordinator next year.
I don't think we get rid of Donatello's been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I
Maybe he's a
don't
head
know.
coach. Maybe Zimmer's the head coach.
Mike Zimmer, yeah, I think he could be. Um, he really could be. All right, Titans, Texans, you just can't lose. You cannot lose this game.
No. Maybe Davis Mills has another
Yeah,
the moment of his career.
but the
He's been
last
pretty
game,
good,
yeah,
but
last game was
we
like
just
bad weather. And
yeah.
and it's just really the Titans outplayed him, but they fumbled the ball like 4 times.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think Titans are. Dude, God, it'd be so funny if the Texans win this game. Um,
Now that we're eliminated and we have no chance, I'm just rooting for the most chaotic
yeah,
result possible. Like I
for
want the
sure.
Bengals to get the 1 seed. I want the like I just want everything to happen. Everything
Hmm.
to happen. I want the Steelers to somehow make it, but the Chargers also make it. Like
Yeah, we want
everything
the
has to
tie.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want the tie to happen. Everything.
All right, Saints, Falcons. The Saints can make the playoffs if they win and if the Niners lose. So I mean, that's very possible.
Yeah. They're playing the Falcons.
Yeah, dude. Actually, no. The
Okay.
Falcons are gonna spoil their season. Just,
I'm going the Saints.
I'm going
It's just so
Falcons.
our Falcons theory is like so 100% correct.
I know.
Every good team they play, they get smashed.
I know.
Hold on. Okay, I need to talk about this. There was this one play in that game that made me so angry.
The
In
Bills.
the Falcons Bills game, yeah. So Matt Ryan runs in for a touchdown, and then
I
he
know.
looks at Jordan Poyer and gets called for a taunting penalty.
I know.
I don't know what it was,
Well, because he
but
thought he
then
had a touchdown.
yeah, he thinks he has a touchdown, so obviously he's gonna celebrate. But then they call the touchdown back because he was down at the 1, but they still enforce a taunting. But it's like he
He wouldn't have
taunting because
taunted.
he thought he scored.
Yeah,
So taunting.
it's so ridiculous.
That's not common sense. I don't understand. I man,
I don't know.
we have to get influential enough so that Roger Goodell sees our podcast and then changes the rule.
Yeah,
That's the only way we have to do it. It's up to us.
please, Roger. Did you see? This is like kind of off topic. But did you see like Rob Manfred basically fired Ken
Oh,
Rosenthal for for criticizing him?
I was like, was he that close minded? You think he was doing a good job, and he found out that he wasn't through Rob Manfred? Like, really?
I don't
Like,
know.
is he that out of touch?
I don't know.
Come on. Like, I
uh,
love how everyone is on Ken Rosenthal's side. Like, everyone's like,
yeah,
dude,
everyone
did that
hates the
really happen?
commissioners.
Oh my god! Like,
uh,
even Adam Silver, like people are starting to not like him because of how he's managed the last 3 seasons.
I know.
Like, people are really not liking management.
Yep. All right, Seahawks, Cardinals. Russell Wilson's last game as a Seahawk. I do think that is true.
I think it's true too.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think he had his going away party
Yeah,
last game. He scored 50 for the first time ever. So.
I know they scored like 51. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
Their running back looks good. Penny, finally.
Rashad. Yeah, I think he's finally healthy. He has like 9 ACL tears.
Yeah.
Finally healthy. Ooh, excuse me. Man.
All right, Jets, Bills. Bills fighting for the AFC East. Jetsing. They could. This would definitely be a Jets type of thing to just win this game.
This
Um,
could. This
but
could.
I'm gonna say the Bills.
I'm
I
going
mean, the
Bills
Jets
too.
have been playing well. They outplayed the Buccaneers.
They did. They did. They really did. They should have won. I don't know
Mhm.
why it was 4th and 2, and they did a quarterback sneak.
Oh yeah, I know. Apparently, it was supposed to be like one of those plays where it's like, if the defensive tackle is like set here or something,
Oh,
like not on the line, then it would be a sweep to Barrios. Um,
uh-huh.
but Wilson obviously saw it that he thought he could sneak it, I guess. Saleh said that it was like not well communicated, so I don't know. There's just kind of
Mhm.
miscommunication type thing.
I the most Jets thing ever was I remember this. It was like I think it was 2016 maybe. They beat the Patriots in Week 16 in overtime, and they're like 10. They're 10-5, I think, and they're in line for a playoff spot. Like they're in line for it, and then they lose to like some horrible team. I don't remember, and they let the Steelers get in, and
I
it's just
feel like
like,
I know what you're talking
oh
about.
my
Yeah.
god! It was when Eric Decker caught an overtime touchdown against the Pats, and they
Okay.
were like rolling. Everyone's like, "Oh, the Jets are back making the playoffs." And lost to the worst team, and they didn't make it.
Definitely Jets. And obviously the
Yeah.
Henry Ruggs thing last year.
Oh my god.
Dude, the Jets.
I still think that was on purpose.
Yeah,
I
that's
truly
gotta
believe that was on
be.
purpose. I truly believe.
Just
Truly.
blitz on fourth and whatever the hell for no reason.
And just like the
Like
Chiefs.
2 seconds left in the game. I know, but the thing is, there's 2 seconds left in the game, not 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
God. Um, but I think, as we've said, I think their culture is changing. I think the Jets will be
Yeah.
good soon.
Mhm.
Panthers, Bucks. I'm gonna go with the Bucks just because I mean the Panthers just cannot move the ball on offense.
No.
It's rough.
No.
Um,
I don't
Patriots.
even know what the solution is. Like they just need a
I don't either.
quarterback and a new head coach and a new
Yeah,
coordinator because they have the weapons. They have everything you can imagine.
yeah. I
But
mean it looks horrible.
it's just really bad.
Patriots, Dolphins.
This is in Miami too.
I'm gonna still
I
say
think
the
the Pats one.
Patriots. Yeah,
I'm gonna say the Pats one. Pats because the Dolphins won week 1 and they ruined everything. So
oh
Pats
yeah,
are
that
gonna
was that like
fall
fumble
on them.
by Damian Harris.
Yeah,
Um,
this is their revenge game.
yeah. All right, Niners, Rams. This is really probably the second biggest game of the week,
Uh-huh.
like head to head, like both teams.
Yeah,
The Niners need a win to make the playoffs, and a bunch of other teams need a Rams win to knock out
yeah.
the Niners. Um, I don't know who's gonna start. If I think the Niners are better with Trey Lance. Like
I do too.
early on in the year, no, like because Trey Lance
And
wasn't.
especially if Garoppolo's not healthy, because I'm pretty sure he needs
Yeah,
surgery. So if he
yeah,
gets
he might.
surgery, there's no way he's better than Lance. So
Hmm.
I think that they start him.
But I think,
Um,
yeah, the way the Niners
this
play
is
with
tough.
Lance is just so much more. Like Garoppolo just throws like things down the middle of the field, which are like, God, like they could be intercepted every single time. Um,
Hmm.
and Lance is throwing more like outside the numbers with less defenders and actually taking shots and stuff. I feel like they're a tougher guard when
This is
Lance is starting.
different.
But I
This is
think,
in LA too, right?
yeah, yeah. But I think
Man,
Jimmy starts. I'm gonna say the
hmm.
Rams win.
If Jimmy starts, I'm gonna go Rams.
Yeah,
But
and
if Trey Lance starts, it makes it a lot different.
yeah,
Man, this is tough.
but I think Stafford hopefully finally gets momentum going into the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah. And if they win this, they're the 2 seed.
Hmm.
They were in danger of missing the playoffs like 3 weeks ago. Now they can be the 2 seed. So
Yeah.
it's a big game for the Rams too.
Here we go. The game of the week, game of the season. Chargers, Raiders, Sunday Night Football
The
at
kneel off.
Vegas. Yeah, the kneel off. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh,
Um,
it's in Vegas, right?
yeah, dude, it's tough,
Mm,
man. Like
dang.
like the easy pick is Justin Herbert and the Chargers,
Yeah.
but it's like, dude, the Chargers do stuff. They do stupid things, man.
They do so many dumb stuff. And the thing is, Staley is so aggressive. So there's going to be plays early in this game that if they don't get are going to screw them up so
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
On the road, if they make those decisions, like, ooh, man.
I'm gonna
I'm going to
say
go Raiders.
I
I'm
am
going to go
too.
Raiders.
I'm gonna say Derek Carr clutches up and he puts the Raiders in the playoffs for the first time, and I don't even know. Um, I think they actually went to the playoffs recently, but they just don't do anything in the playoffs.
They went because they went to the playoffs in 2017, but then uh, Derek Carr was hurt,
Oh yeah,
and
right.
then their backup was also hurt, so they had to
It was
start
Connor
Connor
Cook.
Cook, and then Brock Osweiler got his playoff win.
Yeah,
Oh man, this is such a crazy week. This is such a crazy week. It's gonna be insane. It's
it
gonna be
will.
really insane.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited. I'm really excited to not just be glued to the Broncos. I just
Yeah,
watch
I
Red
know.
Zone the whole day. It'll be great.
Yep.
Um, man, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be a fun week.
Yep.
Really fun week.
So really, the big games: Steelers Ravens is pretty big. Colts Jags, Titans Texans, Saints Falcons,
Mhm.
Niners Rams, Chargers Raiders. Those are the big games.
Oh, oh my god, man, there's a lot.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun. I'm
it
very
will be fun.
excited.
And
Playoffs are always really fun.
we will break down every single
Yeah,
thing
every single
accurate.
snap,
Yeah,
every game
next
will
week on
be
the podcast.
meticulously uh,
Hmm.
thought out. So yes,
On the best podcast in
yes,
the country.
Roger, listen
Yeah,
to our
what's up,
opinions, man.
Roger?
We got it.
Roger's
Adam,
our
also listen to our opinions.
Roger and Adam are our only two views, and
Yeah, Roger and Adam need to take our advice.
yeah.
Adam needs to pause the NBA until Jamal Murray is healthy. I think that's a good rule. Um,
Hmm.
and then Roger needs to let the players wear what they want on the field.
Yeah, and taunt
Boom.
whatever they want.
And taunt. Yeah. And
Dude, you
wear
know
different
what?
color helmets.
Yeah, and fix the Washington football stadium. Dude, if I was one of those guys in the Washington football stadium, I'd be like, ah, like
Oh,
my bones are broken. Dan Snyder, give me $6 billion, please. Dan.
you give me ownership of the team.
Name me the Washington Ashers. Put me
Yeah, name the team
name
after
the
me.
yes. Oh, that's
It's
what
gonna
I
be
would.
so funny because it'd be an Eagles fan. Be having all of that. That stadium is an abomination, man.
I know.
Oh my god, that organization is an abomination.
Yeah.
They need to they need to do something. Ooh, ooh,
They're
a lot of
very
stuff,
weird.
a lot of stuff. Hopefully, we talk about basketball soon too. We're still trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
schedule it in. We just talk about so much.
Hmm.
Hopefully, we can talk about that soon because the Nuggets suck but are also really good. So we'll figure it out. So hopefully, we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.